Welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast. We have Marc Fortuny with us today. Fortuny, you can find him via Nova Hiring. That's his company. He's revolutionizing recruitment through AI and automation in Barcelona. I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico. And BookWriteGPT.com is presenting this podcast. If you want to take your LinkedIn post, convert them into a Kindle book in less than 5 minutes, you can go to BookWriteGPT.com. The first credit is on me. Marc, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you're up to nowadays.
Thank you. A big pleasure being here. And basically, I am Marc from Barcelona. I studied my first company or business when I was 18 years old. It was an online sex shop, like an e-commerce. So after this, I was like just studying and trying to build other e-commerce. I built a lot of e-commerce, and I had a lot of experience on this field. And I ended my career, my studies in South Korea. I lived there 1 year, and I was traveling around Asia for months. It helped a lot, and it helped me a lot. I learned a lot. I had crazy experiences, and after this, I wanted to create my first startup. So I had an internship in a B2B SaaS software, like in a software for pricing, basically, like a B2B SaaS. I learned a lot, and after this, I created my first startup, which failed. And after this, I created Nova Hiring. Has been like 2 years of like hard time. I started the first startup 2 years ago, so I've been like 1 year with the first one and 1 year with Nova Hiring. So I learned a lot, but also was so hard. So yeah, now I'm building Nova Hiring, which is a B2B SaaS software that automates the hiring process with AI interviews and analysis. So our goal is that our clients, our like the recruiters or managers, just spend time with the best candidates, because we analyze, interview, filter, rank them all in a really like efficient way.
Right. And what are you today? 26, 27,
24.
24, man, still friggin' young. So you started your first business at 18. I think I started my first one at 17. I was less fancy than you, but it was still like in similar industry. I used to do like sort of drop shipping before it was cool. So I would sell all kinds of stuff, mostly watches, golden watches. You went into sex shops. So what got you into that?
Because we are like 18 years old. It was in the first year of the university, and then family says, okay, now it's time to work. uh, I'm still here. I cannot see you.
I think we lost you for some reason. Can you go ahead?
Yeah. uh, I'm back, I think.
Yeah, yeah, you are. So continue.
Yeah, so I was saying that I was 18, first year of university. Family says, okay, now it's time to work. We pay you for the university or all these kind of things, but if you want to hang out or travel, just you need to work, and you will learn. So it will be fine. I was like, oh, I am super lazy to work as a waiter or something like this. So I was talking with a friend, and we were like, okay, let's try something. And in that time in Spain, everybody was talking about sex toys and these kind of things. So we thought that it was a good opportunity. We contacted with some factories in China. So we started to create an Instagram account, then to have like the first clients, first collaborations with influencers. We started work growing, and that's how it started.
And was it profitable? Because yeah, sex sells, right? It gets attention. I think you were probably one of the only few in Spain to have an online sex shop, right? Like, was it a good first run or was it a failure?
It was not bad. We learned a lot. We made some money, but the thing is that I still have this company. I still own this company. It makes some revenue, but it's super hard to scale, because you're not allowed to publish some things in Instagram. Then you're not allowed to invest in advertisement, and it's so hard right now to scale something like this. So yeah, we kind of like failed, but in the end it still works, and it still gives some money. So it's fine. But this is not the project of my life, and I know that I just have it because it's something that's giving some revenue. But I'm not focused on this anymore.
And what did you learn from that company, economically speaking, but also from human nature? Sex always an interesting topic, right? Like I think a bunch of people repress it. I think there's been a sort of sexual revolution, especially amongst women nowadays. They're so open with like buying dildos and the influencers. You know, it's like openly talked about, while our parents were like super reserved about that. So what did you learn with that one?
Crazy, yeah. Because I told my parents, I remember when I was 18, and they were like, "Wow, like what the fuck is this guy doing? Like we don't get it." But in the end, they know me. That they know I'm smart. I am not like crazy about sex or this kind of things. I just detected an opportunity, so I try to build something out there. But yeah, I learned a lot in terms of clients management, collaborations, uh, providers management. All these kind of things. But there is like no comparison with what I learned building Nova Hiring.
Right. And Nova hiring, what brought you into that? Like, do people, I mean, yeah, I know that big companies still recruit people a lot, right? But aren't most humans are about to be replaced by AIs nowadays? Isn't that like a declining market, the hiring market?
So it's true what you say, but in the same time, that's an opportunity for us because if you see like people has like less jobs or less opportunities in the hiring market, it means there is more volume. So there is a problem we solve because the problem we solve is that you don't have time to interview and analyze the 100% of the candidates. So a lot of companies are losing talent, and it's hard for them. And it started because my first startup was like software for have like AI role plays, and we basically had like not us like the clients had conversations with fake potential clients. So we analyzed all these conversations and we looked like some metrics. It didn't work out, but I learned a lot. And after like this company, I was like, okay, which process could I like optimize of a conversation, because the technology we used was basically just have a conversation. So in that moment, I also have to say that I looked for some jobs and I applied in some companies, and I remember I was applying and I was like, wow, this company like or this job offer is like super good for me. I think I would be like really good, and I was like super like I don't know passionate about this. So I was like, okay, they're gonna call me. I'm gonna be in the hiring process, and then a lot of times I didn't even receive like an email, or and I'm 100% sure that they weren't even like looking at my CV just because they didn't have time. So I was like, this is so inefficient. This needs to change, and this will change in the future. So there is a good opportunity here. And after years like of talking with HR, because I started to talk with HR 2 years ago in the first startup, big companies they recruit and they do everything like 30, 40 years ago, and the opportunity is huge. But yeah, we are on it.
It's pretty cool. And your ICP, is it mostly in Spain, or are you targeting companies all over the place? What size of companies? What niche? What does your go-to market looks like?
Yeah, the most important thing is that they have volume of hiring process, and also volume of applicants. So if you have to do headhunting because you don't find a specific engineer in a specific area, that's not we are not going to be your solution. So your solution is so our solution is based on like volume. So if there is volume, it makes a lot of sense, and then the time our clients save is up to 90% in some cases in the
Right.
hiring process. So we don't have a specific area. It just if you have volume, it makes sense. We did process with truck drivers, and we did process with software engineers.
And what do these companies pay you?
They pay based on on the number of the hiring process. We don't charge per interview. We don't charge per analysis. So we charge per hiring process. Imagine you open a job post in LinkedIn, you get 120 candidates. So basically, what we will do is first create a personalized hiring process and analysis after all these interviews, and with AI we are going to interview and analyze based on your like criteria and based on your needs the 100% of the candidates in automated way, and we are going to be we have like the dashboard where you just log in on the platform and you see all the candidates ranked. You can see the analysis we are giving you. You can see scorings, you can see the videos again of the interviews. So as I said, our goal is that you just spend time with the best ones.
Right. And yeah, like I could definitely take like all the LinkedIn job posts, put them in a spreadsheet, right? And have an AI analyze every column. That I can instantly do that. But you actually get on an interview with these candidates. Is it like an AI avatar? What platforms do you use for that?
We still don't have an avatar because I think maybe it's not something what we need. So the process is basically you get inside an interview with the phone, with the computer, it doesn't matter, and you see your face, and we are asking you some questions, and you just see like the questions. You have some seconds to read the questions, then we start recording, and that's how it works.
What would be a better process than an actual interview, because humans will say a lot of things in an interview. They'll say everything to check the boxes, right? But in the end, you don't really know if they're a good fit. What would be a better approach to hire the right candidate without having to hop on a call with them, question them, and have them answer everything that you want?
I didn't understand. So can you explain again, please?
Yeah. So when I interview someone, right, like
Yeah.
if you're smart, you'll just answer everything that I want to hear, right? That doesn't mean that you're a good fit for my company. That just means that you're good at persuasion and
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
me
yeah.
the answers that I want. So how can I really make sure that you're a good fit? Like, isn't the future of hiring like fully API based, in which like there's a scraper that scrape all your information, your past work. It automatically outreaches to ex colleagues, for example, and verifies and scores you. And then that API is automatically connected to my company to see if we're a good fit. Wouldn't that be like the interview of the future?
Yeah, that is super interesting. I think that's a really interesting point, and I think it's something it's happening right now. If you use AI, or if you doesn't, if you don't, but you don't use AI. So I think it's something that is happening right now, and all of like the hiring companies, or companies that we are in the hiring area, we have this problem. So yeah, there are a lot of startups who are like trying to build something to be 100% sure of the information that the candidates are giving. So I don't know how, but I think some companies will help on that field, but we are not focused on that.
Right. And the company's 1 year old now. Let's say that you charge, I don't know, $300 or $100 per job posting and all analyzing like all candidates. How much clients do you have right now, and how much job posts do they order from you?
Yeah, we have a lot of kinds of clients. Okay, we have three different ways to acquire clients. The first one is outbound, which we can like know who is hiring and if they have volume or not. So we contact them and we approach them in order to make them use our software. Like I will say, 70-80% of the clients are outbound, more than 20, and I will say more than 40-50 hiring process in the last 4 or 5 months, because we weren't selling in the first month of the creation of Nova Hiring. Okay, we just had like a super like weak product, so we were not able to sell. And the second way to acquire clients is inbound, people that has like a huge pain because they have thousands of candidates, so they don't have time to interview and analyze all of them, so they contact us. And then the third one, that I think is one of the keys of the project, is partners. There is a lot of companies who are in the hiring area, who are like I don't know, maybe a marketplace of candidates for hospitality area. So if we have a partnership with this marketplace, they could like offer our services, our technology to their clients to just automate the hiring process. And we are also getting at least 3-4 clients per month from this channel, which is partners.
Right. So you're at about like 10K MRR right now.
No, a little bit less, because we are like also closing a lot of like proofs of concepts with corporates, with big companies. And I wouldn't say that this is MRR, because it's not something that is coming like every month. If I count like the MRR that could have these huge companies, will be like hundreds of thousands, but it doesn't make any sense. So I would say way less.
And what's your plan this year to get, I don't know, to let's say it, a million? You know, like what's your plan this year? Is it just unlocking one big company that will pay you for a bunch of job posts? What's your main to do to get there?
Yeah, my goal is to get let's differentiate between like final companies, like I don't know, for example, I'm trying to sell to MediaMark or FNAC in Spain, for example, or big retailer companies, or also I'm trying to get inside, I don't know, Manpower, Adecco, LHH, all these kind of companies that they have like thousands of hiring process per month. They have a database of, I don't know, 4 or 5 millions of candidates. For example, Adecco, I talked with the president in Spain. They have just 4 million people in their database, so we could help them a lot to save a lot of time and also money, because the volume they have is absolutely crazy. So I'm focused on getting this final client like retailers, but also getting inside Manpower, Adecco, Randstad, this kind of company.
Right. Right. And you're a guy that practices sport and you reads also a lot. Like, what does your day-to-day routine look like?
So I try to do at least 1 2 hours of sport every day. I also try to sleep 8 hours, 7 8 hours, because for my mental health and my physical health, I feel that I need it. I had some surgeries on my hip, so I am a little bit fact on because I cannot like run for a long distance. I cannot do sports with hard like impact. So I'm kind of like fact in that field, yeah. And I try to always do like some gym or paddle, tennis. I love sports. I love go to the mountain, even though I'm active with my hip. I'm like strong, and I don't have problems to do sports. But if there's like a hard impact, it's gonna be super painful for me. So I try to have like a good balance with sleep, take care of myself, gym, swim. I don't know, bike.
What are you reading nowadays?
So nowadays I am reading. I don't remember the name. Is the one of the FBI police that is helping people to negotiate. 100%
Yeah.
sure you know the name.
Yes,
How to split the
Chris
difference?
something, right?
How to split the difference?
Yeah. How to split the difference. Yeah, I think this guy, I always see him in my Twitter. The difference. Yeah, what's his friggin' name? Chris Voss. Chris
Yeah,
Voss.
but
Huh.
I have to say that the read for me is something that it's so difficult, because I have like a deficit attention, and for me it's really hard to pay attention in something I am not 100% interested. So if I don't love what I'm doing, I'm just gonna think in the company or clients or employees or whatever. So for me, I have to say that it's difficult to read.
Yeah, mostly business, I would guess. ChatGPT is pretty good for that because you can have it return custom information for your own business, right? So you can ask it like, "Hey, knowing me and seeing what's good and never split the difference by Chris Voss. What should be the specific lessons for my companies?" Right? Not only do I think that most books can be summarized in like one sentence, you know, like it's not sure if you've ever heard about the one thing by Gary whatever. Well, the whole book's about focusing on one thing. I don't need to read a book about that. It's just like do this one thing. And then if you want like specific lessons, I think ChatGPT is like infinitely better than most books. Yeah, I do like deep researches, so not the best if you have a short attention span because it's like 20 25 minutes reads. But I find that these deep research, if you feed it your company data and you ask it specific questions, it returns very valuable data for your own company, and you can almost immediately implement it.
Super interesting. I will check.
Yeah, and for the AI agent revolution that's coming, last question for you. What do you feel will happen to your own company? I don't think you need to recruit as much before. You just need to code agents that will work for you while you sleep, right? So, can you see that for your own company? What do you see that the agentic revolution? What kind of effect would it have on normal smaller companies or startups like yours?
Yeah, 100%. I think it will change a lot in the way how companies, not even like not just hire, like how they sell, how they talk with the clients. I know a lot of things. So we are trying to automate as much as we can. We are trying to use AI as much as we can, and I think it's gonna be super powerful in terms of scalability. So if you really know how to how like your process works, for example, if you really know how to contact companies, how to acquire clients, how to manage the client's relation, all these kind of things, I think you can automate a lot of things, and it's super powerful. But you really know you really knew you really need, sorry, to know how it works, and how will you do it as a human, to scale it. So when we are 100% sure of how to do a process, then is when we are like trying to automate it, and scale it. But until the moment that we are not 100% sure, okay, this is working, this message, for example, is working, this approach is working, then we scale it. You are
Where
mentioning.
can people find out more about you and your company?
Sorry, I didn't listen to the
Yeah,
first
where
part.
can people find out more about you and your company?
Work on people.
Yeah, where can people find out more about you and your
Ah,
company?
where? Sorry, sorry.
Novahiring.com, I guess, right? And
Yeah, no,
LinkedIn.
in my LinkedIn, and I have like a not I don't have X. So yeah, I would say LinkedIn, and I'm always using LinkedIn, super connected, and really like trying to connect with more people.
Cool. So that was Marc Fortuny and Charles